guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm still out here in the high heavens of San Diego, California, because guess what? Toyota is finally answering a lot of people's calls for this new vehicle. What is this? This is the redesigned 2025 Toyota 4Runner. This particular one is the luxurious limited trim. But before we get into the iconic nameplate, but with an all-new face of an SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Toyota, going through their lineup, making strategical changes. They weren't like a lot of the other brands that ran towards electrification with their hair on fire. They knew they still had plenty to do with their lineup of vehicles, bringing fresh design, bringing new technology, and then guess what? In the 4Runner, you have that hybrid capability if you want it. Now, of course, the 4Runner has a cult following. What I want to find out, though, is this new one what the fans wanted? Is it the best luxury SUV that you could think of buying? We're going to find out, and you're going to put it in that comment section before the end. So let's go ahead, let's dive into our all-new 4Runner Limited and find out, is it the luxury SUV you should be buying? Let's go find out. Right off the bat, the color. Definitely unique, and I like the way that with the different grades, you're going to be able to get different exterior features. Now, that's including an all-new platinum trim. First time on a 4Runner. Now, up front, I'm digging on the Limited, how we have the body color fender flares with that very aggressive corner air curtain that's going to hit the front of the vehicle to clean up the air as it goes down the side. I'm really thinking it was smart what they did with the headlight housing. You got your double projector beam LED headlights, daytime running lamps. There's a little 4Runner name. It's all in the details. And then as we come across the front end, this is the face of the Limited trim. This isn't chrome. It's sort of like a nice aluminum finish, not too shiny. Of course, you got the iconic Toyota badge. Working your way down, you have functionality in the center. There's your forward-facing camera with triple beam fog lamps. And then on the bottom end, you do have the metallic silver and that air dam. Now, the great news about the air dam, you could remove it. But if you notice, there are openings here because you do have your tow hooks on both sides. Very important to have that if you're having a 4Runner. Now, when you get to the hood, I'm digging it. You have your body lines on each side, gives you a nice peek, and then it kind of just drops off into the fender. As we walk around the corner, of course, if you're going limited trim, and Steven drops back a little bit, as we go into limit trim, you're going to get a specific wheel and tire setup. There it is, all new wheel design, new tires. It's a 20-inch wheel, machined aluminum with the metallic silver finish. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of the tires? 265 on the width, 55 series sidewall. And like I said, when it comes to what trim you go with, this will really be that one to have those special touches that are a little bit more high-end for the daily driving on your commute, picking the kids up from school. You'll notice all the work that they've done to the upper control arm, the suspension, all new for 2025. And then as we kind of drop back, you'll notice color matched on the mirror caps, 360-degree cameras. And then here's another nice touch. You ready for this? Limited trim, you open up the doors, you have the automatic dropping running boards. I love the way they just pull right back into the body so nothing is dangling down. You got the Limited name, and then that nice body line that is right above it that really just gives it a lot of style from the side. Now, when it comes to the door handles, they're two-tone. You have your body color with a little bit of gloss black. I'm digging this Limited trim because it really shows how flat the roof is because it doesn't have roof rails. You can get roof rails added, but I like the clean look of this Limited trim. Working our way back, just be careful. I don't want to fall. I know Steven doesn't want to fall, that's for sure. But you'll see how with that frameless window, it has a nice curve to it. They could have easily just kept it totally flat. It's the attention to detail that I think the 4Runner fans are going to love about this new 4Runner. And then as we work through the terrain here, I'm going to move slow, just for Steven. What you're going to find is that new rear end. So you're still going to have the power dropping rear glass. That goes without saying. I do like the way they hid the windshield wiper. up in that long roof spoiler. So it's just gonna swoop down and clean it off, and it keeps the rear of the vehicle just very sharp. Nothing, like I said, dangling off. Even the way they did the lighting, like I said, they could have just kept it straight, but they put a nice angle at the top. You have the silver Toyota script, and then of course, the matching 4Runner badge along the bottom. As we go down to ground level, you have your spare underneath, your tow hookup capability, and you could tow up to 6,000 pounds with this vehicle. Now, underneath the hood, you have a 2.4 liter turbocharged engine in this particular one because it's not an iForce Max, and that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside and see what this limited trim brings. All right, guys, we are inside this all-new redesigned 4Runner. This being the limited trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need an SUV. I don't want to go with a different brand. I've always had a 4Runner. Hell, my grandfather had a 1958 Land Cruiser. So that's how dedicated I am to Toyota. How much is this? No official pricing yet, but stay tuned because you know Toyota wants to make sure that they have this be very competitive with the rest of the other offerings from the other brands. But let's see what this limited trim specifically brings for 2025. To the door panels. Love what they're doing with the soft touch material up top. They actually started doing this back on the Tundra, and I think it's so smart because people like myself like to put my arm up on that top portion of the door panel. Then you'll notice like a cocoa brown color with the stitching, soft touch on the armrest, no gloss black around the switchgear, so that's good news. You do have a nice pocket there for easily 4 California style tacos and then 3 bottles of Topo Chico, no problem. And we have the JBL premium sound system. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, same thing, that cocoa brown. I'm liking the way that they're using some different materials rather than just gloss black. This is not gonna cause any fingerprints. Even the way they did the AC vents, attention to detail. As you slide on in, you're gonna have that 14-inch infotainment system. It is the exact same Toyota multimedia software that we've shown you on other vehicles with the different driver profiles, obviously the different car settings, your navigation, all those different things easily done. Now, working your way down, a real deal volume knob. Look at the dual climate control. It's got the digital readouts. We have 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, heated steering wheel, and I love the metal toggle switches. This is going to control your 8-speed automatic transmission, 2 USB-Cs, and a 12-volt, and wireless charging. So they got you covered there. You have your 4x4 system, go from 4 high to 4 low, the different drive modes, your camera views, and then 2 cup holders, soft touch material up top. Open it up, you got enough room for, I would say, 5 packages of Big League Chew, which you're gonna need it because the flavor does not last very long in that. Seats, love the soft text material. On the limited trim, you get this nice design, the perforations, power adjustments for the passenger, power adjustments for the driver, and I am gonna have to zonk it. Standard size sunroof. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel of this limited trim. Guys, business time behind the wheel. Digging the automatic dropping running boards, especially for the young kids in your family or maybe the little people that you know. You do have 2 memory seat settings. You got your seat controls within fingertip reach. I'm liking the shape of the cushions, especially for somebody that has longer legs. It feels really comfortable in here. Steering wheel, love the perforated leather, the smooth touch leather, all flat black on the switchgear. And guess what? It's a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you have your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, can go through many different settings with this vehicle. And remember, this particular one, being an iForce Max, has that 2.4 liter turbocharged engine that's paired to the electric motor to give you over 300 horsepower. But the base engine is gonna be just your standard 2.4 liter turbocharged engine, just so we're on the same page. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and show you that and how much room there is in this 4Runner. Guys, backseat time, and I want to focus on the rear passenger door panel just to show you that it's not about being in the back seat and you're a peasant. You're still going to get the soft touch material, the 2-tone style, Look at the large cup holder here. You could get a nice bottle of Mountain Dew in there, no problem. And you have a place for a Snickers bar so you don't get hangry. Now, as you slide on in, really liking this cocoa brown interior. It's not tan, it's not brown. It really stands out. You got large pockets behind the back, put a couple road maps, maybe an atlas. There used to be a time when we used to use MapQuest. If you ever wanted to go on a trip, you'd have to go on the computer, map it out on MapQuest, print up the map, and then go for your journey. We didn't have navigation. Those were the good old days. You do have your rear AC vents, 2 USB-Cs, and look at that, a home power source in the back seat. Seats are comfy, just like up front, but you know what? You could get a little bit more comfortable because they recline a little bit. And then super soft on the armrest with 2 cup holders. But let's get to the cargo area and see what we could stuff in this new 4Runner. Okay, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button, nice electric assist. And then what I went ahead and did was I folded down the rear seats to let you see just how much room that you have in the back of this new 4Runner. Quite respectable, especially when you think about how some of these 4Runners like this one is going to be a hybrid Force Max, so you got to have room for the battery and all those other goodies. But the good news is the seats actually can go up. Now watch this. This is kind of cool. So if you're at Home Depot and you got all the bags of mulch and all that crazy stuff, you could easily get a little bit more room, and let me show you how we do that. So it actually will rise up, and then you could slide just a little bit more and have it butt up against the bottom of the seat there. But it's things like that that are going to continue to make the 4Runner be such a versatile vehicle. I want to go for a drive. I mean, it's perfect weather right now. It's not raining. We're in this middle of nowhere, beautiful scenic area. We're not there yet. This is the unveil. These are going to be coming to your dealership by the end of 2024. But until we could have that first drive together, let's wrap it up from San Diego. All right, guys, like I said, amazing time being out here in San Diego to see and be around the new 4Runner. Definitely want to thank the whole Toyota team for having us out to bring you access to this iconic day of a legend. But let me know what you think. Are you liking the changes that they made, the direction that they made, specifically with the limited trim? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. 2 thumbs up, working it like a champ. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.